Hi, welcome to my very first faves and fails. I'm so excited to do this. I've prepared and thought about this all day, so let's get right into it. First, we're gonna go with lip oils. I tried 2 lip oils in the months of January and February. The first one I received as a gift with purchase when I placed an order with Ulta. So this is an Ulta lip oil, and I've seen some good reviews on this, and I have to agree, it's very thin. It's not real cushiony, it's not real thick, it's not goopy, and it has a pleasant, mild smell to it. And lip oils are not long wearing, but I enjoy wearing this one. The next one is from LA Girl. This is a new lip oil, and to me this is more the consistency of a lip gloss. It smells like strawberry or watermelon, and that's one of the reasons I got it. I love those, but it does not taste like either one of those. So it's more of a glossy texture than a lip oil to me. The next products that we're going to discuss are eye primers. I tried 3 different eye primers in the months of January and February. The first one I wanted to discuss is this one from Essence. This is a new eye primer from Essence. And this one is a little more tacky and a little thinner than the Milani. And I find this to be not quite as effective or long-lasting as the Milani. And my eyeshadow that day was a good quality eyeshadow, but it did crease with this Essence. So I think if you set this down with powder, you may get a better look, but I'm not overly impressed with this so far. The next one that I tried is another gift with purchase from Ulta. I thought this one was really going to do well. It's a tinted eye primer, and it's supposed to be more formulated for mature eyelids. So when I first put this on, it felt really good, and then it dried down to a powder and became very patchy, and my eyeshadow did not look good over it. So I cannot recommend that particular product. The next product that I tried is another eye primer from Ulta. This one I purchased. This one is the matte eye primer. And this one, again, when I put my eyeshadows on top of it, it looked okay. But it did become a little bit patchy with my Natasha Denona darker colors. So the last time I used it, I put a powder on top of it, and I felt like my shadows looked really, really good that way. So this one is a good one if you're willing to set it with some powder. I tried one new color corrector, and this was my first yellow color corrector I've ever tried. This is from e.l.f. And yellow is supposed to camouflage browns and blues. This is a nice doe foot applicator, and I really, really love the texture of this. It's nice and thin. So a thin layer goes under these mature eyelids, and I feel like my concealer goes well on top of it and powder goes well on top of it. I put this on top of my Bobbi Brown eye base, and it goes really well on top of that. I plan on getting the light peach shade of this also. I've seen that Tarte has new color correctors as well. I'm going to stick with my e.l.f. because the Tarte is $30 and these are probably $5 or $6 if I remember correctly. So I can recommend that product from e.l.f. The next category that I reviewed is face primers. This one I was super impressed with. This is from Ulta. I received this as a gift with my purchase. This is called the Poreless Face Primer. And the first thing that I noticed was this interesting application. And then when I poured it out, it's clear and it feels like a gel cream. It feels so good on my hand. It went on my face really well. It has a silicone-y like texture when it dries down, but it feels so good on my face. I've never tried anything like this one, and so I liked the way it felt, but I just was curious about how makeup would go on over it. So I've tried this with a more medium coverage foundation and a more full coverage matte foundation. It did well with both of those. The next primer that I tried is from the new brand Relove. Jen Phelps recommended this. This is the H2O Hydrate Primer from Relove. And so just put a little bit here. You can see it's clear. And it is a gel. It feels a little waterier than the Ulta does. And it just goes into the skin beautifully. It has a very mild, I guess, florally kind of scent, but it's super mild. It goes away very quickly. I also tried this with different foundations, and it worked well with all the foundations. I love this one. The next foundation I tried is the Essence Hello Good Stuff. This is supposed to be the dupe for the Watermelon Dewdrops and from Glow Recipe. And I did try those briefly, but I can't really remember enough to be able to give you an opinion as to whether or not this goes on well. There it goes. So it is a light pink texture and it goes into the skin really nice. This feels more like a lotion. It is very creamy. It spreads very well. It does have a watermelon scent, nothing objectionable. And the last primer that I tried, I put this in the primer category, but this could go in primer or highlighter. And this is the Say. I can't remember the long name of this, but this is very popular. And it is, I'll put this actually on top of these other primers. So it's kind of yellow, and when it blends into the skin, it blends in very shimmery, not shimmery, shimmery is the wrong description, glowy, a very pretty glow to it. So you could either use this on the high points of the face, you could go all over your face with it, or you could actually blend this in with your cream products, either your foundation or some liquid blush. You could also use this as a liquid highlighter on the high points of your cheeks. Very versatile product. I had heard so many things about this, so I just wanted to get a very small size so that I could try it out, and I'm very pleased with it. This next category, I have a bunch of products. I tried a lot of foundations in the months of January and February, so I'm going to try to just hit the high notes. The Neutrogena Healthy Skin, I have not tried this in years, and Emily Noel pulled this one out and tried it, and she just fell in love with it all over again. So now that my skin is much more mature, I decided to test this one again, and boy is it beautiful. This foundation does not have a pump, so you have to take it out the good old-fashioned way here, and it is very light. It spreads very well, very evenly. It blends into the skin really, really nice. It feels good on your skin. It doesn't feel cakey, makeup-y. It does not emphasize lines. I fell in love with Neutrogena Healthy Skin. The next foundation I tried was L'Oreal True Match, the reformulated foundation. And I have to say, this and one other one are my favorites. So here it is, right here. It has a really light, almost serum-y feel to it, and it provides a light to medium coverage. It just goes right in, blends right in, just gives the skin a nice satin finish. And I used to enjoy it back in the day, and I enjoy the reformulated version as well. The next foundation is the CoverGirl Outlast foundation. So this one is a little more makeup-y. I have to say, a little thicker in consistency. You can see that it kind of blends a little bit slower. Definitely more full coverage. It's one of those formulas you can tell this is going to stick to my face all day. I wore this last Thursday when I had to go into the office. And when I looked at my skin throughout the day, I kind of thought it looked a little bit makeup-y. But my coworkers kept saying, man, your face looks really good today. And it did. It lasted all day long. So if you need something that will last a long time, it's not necessarily the lightest, most airy foundation, you will be able to tell that you have makeup on, then the CoverGirl Outlast is really good. Then this next one blew me away. This is from the new brand Relove. Has a little dropper here. This foundation is $4.98. This to me is a very close match to the L'Oreal Serum foundation, which is one of my all-time favorites. So for $5, this makeup is so thin, so light, airy, blendable, wears well. It's not the longest wearing, like the L'Oreal Serum is not necessarily long wearing, but it's great for if you're going out to dinner or if you just need it for a few hours. This Relove foundation for $4.98 is beautiful. I have wanted this Believe foundation that you can get at Dollar Tree for a very long time. I finally decided when I started my channel, I'm going to take the plunge. I'm going to get this one. And I was not disappointed. Again, this is over an ounce of product. And this one is $5.50. So it's actually a little bit better of a deal than the Relove. It's just that you have to go to Dollar Tree. You can't just stop at Walmart and find it. I'm sorry, Dollar General. So the Believe foundation is beautiful on the skin. I feel like it leaves a natural finish. And it's a little bit more full coverage than, say, the L'Oreal True Match or the Relove. Just a tiny bit more full coverage, but you don't pay for it as far as how it appears on your face. It still looks very natural on the face. So this is another one of the very favorite foundations that I tried this past month. This is the Revlon Illuminance foundation. And if you're looking for a mature skin friendly foundation, I put this on top of one of the primers. This right here, it gives your skin a healthy looking glow without looking shiny and unnatural, I guess is the right word. I love the consistency of this foundation, and I love just the way it looks on the skin, the way that it hits the different lights and how flattering it is as far as that goes. My third favorite foundation that I tried is the newly formulated Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. It has that dropper again. I'll put this back here. And the original Catrice I enjoyed, but this one I enjoy more. Look at how that blends into my skin. This gives a medium coverage, but you could build it up to full coverage. And it is a little bit thicker, similar to the Believe foundation. So I believe it would be a little more long lasting as a foundation. However, it still looks good on your skin. So highly impressed with that. Two more foundations to go. This is the Essence Keep Me Covered foundation. So this one I have mixed feelings about, this one and the next one. So this one goes on thicker. It is a full coverage foundation. So it goes on really thick. I think I described it once as pasty. See, it's slow to blend in even. It's so thick. So it's a full coverage foundation. This one initially, when I put it on my skin, I don't like the way it looks. After about 30 minutes, I use my setting spray and then I look at my skin, and once it kind of melds into my skin and my oils, I feel like it continues to look better and better and better, and it's very long lasting. So I ended up agreeing with this foundation. I just have to give it about 30 minutes to really get itself going. The last foundation I'm gonna review is the NYX Blur With Me foundation. And this one was the one that I had, let's see here, I'm running out of spots. I had the most, I guess, negative experience about, but turned out being positive. So again, this is a full coverage, thick, more pasty, makeup-y feeling foundation. This is not going to give you a natural look on your face. People are going to know you have makeup on with this. And so initially when I put it on, I didn't really like the way it set on my face. Compared to all the other foundations that I'm using, it is extremely matte, and that in itself is just a little shocking. So I went out and did a bunch of running around when I had this on, and I'm a sweaty girl, and I did some major sweating, sweat rolling down my face, and this did not budge. So if you are going to be outside, or you're going to need your foundation to be very long lasting and to be able to endure a lot, this is the foundation for you. So you're going to give up a little in the way of natural looking makeup, but you're going to gain some very long lasting, just sweat proof makeup. So I would recommend the Essence and the NYX for those longer days where you really need your makeup to set well. So you'll give up a little bit in natural looking, but you'll get the benefits of long wearing. The next product that I wanted to share with you is perhaps the only product today that I just really cannot find a redeeming quality about. This is the Essence, the new concealer. This is the Keep It Covered concealer. So this concealer is very creamy, but drying. So you can see it's super, super thick. Does not like to blend into my skin. And you can just see there the little creases in my wrist. It accentuated those creases. And it makes my eyes look more wrinkled than they were. It adds wrinkles to my eyes that were never there in the first place. So for mature skin, I just simply cannot recommend it. I can't. Sorry, I've got a work call coming in. I've already clocked out for the day. So next we have 3 powders that I tried. The first one is a powder foundation from Essence. This comes with a mirror and a little powder puff. I've used this in 2 ways. I've used this as a setting powder with a really fluffy brush to get a light coverage on my face. I've also used this as a foundation. I love it. I have the e.l.f. foundation, the powder foundation. I have one from one size, and I have 2 from L'Oreal. This is right up there with them. So this is the 16-hour foundation. It is actually a foundation, but I can use it as a powder too. The next powder that I tried is the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder. And this is my new favorite under my eyes. I'm so surprised. So what I've decided to do is when I use my yellow color correcting from e.l.f. under my eyes, I'm going to use this banana powder because it kind of reinforces the brightness. The texture is nice and thin under the eyes. It feels really good. The final powder is the Relove Super Matte Powder. Again, what a great product. And this is $3 for this product. What a wonderful product from Relove. Again, I use it with a fluffy brush. I actually used it once. I just wanted a little bit more of a set look. So I actually used it with just a puff, and it even looked good like that. $3 for this powder, so impressive. The next category is bronzers, and the first bronzer I tried is from e.l.f., the Luminous Bronzer. This is the lightest color, and it's very cool toned, and my skin is very cool toned, and this bronzer looks perfect. I like this better than the original bronzer, although the original bronzer from e.l.f. may be getting a little bit older now, but this just feels easier to blend in. And it says luminous. To me, it is not shiny or unflattering at all. I feel like it just gives a very mild glow, if any at all. I love the consistency. It blends very easily. Another hit from Relove. This is their bronzer, their powder bronzer. Again, this bronzer is $2.98. It's super duper velvety. Can you see that little bit of a sheen to it? And look at this. Look how it goes on. And I like it because it's not warm toned. This is more of a reddish color bronzer. And I put this on over this e.l.f. to set the e.l.f. and the two of them look really good together, and this blends in very well. The last bronzer that I tried is from Essence. This is the one that broke. So this is the By the Light. This is supposed to be a bronzer, highlighter, and blush all in one. So it came broken. And I've tried this 3 times. The first 2 times I tried it, I was very happy with it. Just went on well, was not warm, looked good, blended well. One time though I tried it, I must have gotten a little bit too much of the highlighter particles because it's all mixed together. And so one time when I tried it, it did get pretty glowy on the forehead. So I don't think I would repurchase this. I don't think that I would recommend this necessarily because there's so many other good bronzers. So blushes, I tried 5 blushes. The first one is the new Essence Nude Baked Blushes. This is one of my new favorite blushes. This is Rosy Rosewood. This shade is a nice cool tone pink. Again, because it's baked, it has that little bit of luminosity that I love. It gives me a natural looking glow. I don't necessarily need a highlighter with this. Emily Noel, she makes me do so many things. So she started talking about these CoverGirl blushes. I got 3 different shades: peachy, a brown, and a plummy shade. So let me just open up the brown one because that's the one she's been talking incessantly about. So these are called the Instant Cheekbones. And these have been around forever. They're only $3, maybe $4. They have a deeper blush, a lighter blush, and a highlighter. So before highlighter was a thing, CoverGirl already did it. And I swirl my brush around in all 3 of those colors and put it on my cheeks. And I don't need a highlighter, and the pigment is good and it goes on smooth, and I like it. The last product is a blush highlighter combo from the new brand Relove. This is a nice pinky corally blush, and this is another hit. Look at that pigment. Goes on really, really well. Isn't that a beautiful color for a blush? The highlighter is very pretty. So these are similar to the e.l.f. bite-size blush highlighters, but you get a lot more product, and it's $2.98. The e.l.f.'s are $3. So on to highlighters. The first highlighter that I tried is the Catrice highlighter. And Andrea Milano really loves this, so I decided to try it. This is more of a pinky taupey highlighter, and you can really build this up to be an outer space highlighter. It goes on nice and smooth. You can do a light coverage, you can do a full coverage of it. Really nice. The last highlighter that I have is Flower Beauty. And I've wanted this for months. This is the Pyramid Highlighter. I just swirl my brush most of the time into all of these colors and then apply it on the cheeks. You could even use that as a blush topper, especially if you're lighter skin tone. So that's a very good quality, very soft, but yet very impactful highlighter. So on to lips. I have a lot of lips, you guys. So the first one is the e.l.f. This is the one that's supposed to be the alternative to the NARS blush. So here is the shade. This is Dirty Talk, and this is the only shade I have of it, and I am super fond of this shade. It says that it goes on with one swipe, and that is correct. I have 2 lip liners. Both of these are from Essence. So let's do this one first. See how smoothly that goes on? It's a nice cooler tone mauve. The other one I have is a little bit warmer. It's more of a nudie pink color. Very pretty. So you can see one is cooler, one is a little bit warmer. Both of these are the Essence lip liners. I'm so pleased with them. Let's do another lipstick. This one is from Relove. This one is a cool tone, pinky purpley. Really pretty shade, very complimentary for me. And it's nice and smooth and it's creamy. It doesn't dry my lips out. It just looks flattering. This next product is the NYX XXL Lingerie. This is a liquid lipstick. Just got some on my finger. This is a nice color. I don't use it on its own because I feel like it emphasizes my lip lines. So I always use it with a gloss on top. The last one is the Essence lipstick. This is a nudie pink. You see I had a type this month, definitely. And again, nice pigment, goes on smooth and creamy. It's more of a satin finish than a matte finish. And then I have 2 lip glosses. 3 lip glosses I wanted to share. The first one is the Extreme Shine from Essence. They said that this is reformulated and then it's not quite as good as the original. I didn't try the original, and to me this works just fine. None of these glosses are going to be super long lasting, but I think the pigment is good and they're not sticky and goopy and they're flattering. This is the Relove. This is more of a cool tone. And again, it goes on really smooth. It's not sticky and goopy. And the last one is a sample that I received from Ulta, and I was impressed with this formula as well. This one I would say is the lightest of the 3 as far as thickness. It's not as thick as the other ones, but it's very flattering on the lips. The next category is eyes. I need a drink of water. Give me just a second. Thank you. So I got 2 Ulta eyeshadow palettes. Again, these were gifts with purchases. And these are good for beginners, I would say. It's a nice wash of pigment. They go on smoothly. They are buildable. And I feel like the little color stories are just adorable. So for a beginner or for someone that's not comfortable with instant pigment, I would recommend these. I also tried one of the new LA Girl 4Play eyeshadow quads. The packaging, first of all, it's a thicker plastic. I like the octagon shapes. I like the color story. This shimmer here, you can either just do a little mild shimmer, or you can really build this shimmer up. I'm not doing it justice. So this is more of a cool color story. This has 2 mattes, one more glitzy shimmer and one satin. So I can recommend that one. I also tried the CoverGirl Clean eyeshadow palette. This is another quad. I love this color story as well. It went on really easy. With this one, I used a bronzer in my crease since these are darker colors, and the shimmers are very nice. They're not Pat McGrath, but again, they're very pretty shimmers, and the mattes go on really nice. I actually have one matte and one satin, but I use the satin as a matte. The Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes. These are beautiful. This one is the Sublime Seduction palette. So this is the bronzier one, right up my alley. Nice warm color story, very pretty. The next one that I have is Iconic Infatuation. This is the cooler toned with the shimmers in it. This of course is my favorite. Just beautiful. I used all 6 shades like 2 or 3 times, and every time I had so much fun with these. Let's see here. Next we have the All Matte palette, and this is the Velvet Liaison palette. This is going to stay on my desk, and whenever I have some shimmers or some singles and I just want to do a quick matte look and then throw a shimmer on my eyelids, that's what I'm gonna do. So this is staying on my vanity. I tried one kohl eyeliner. This one's from Relove. This one was $3 and no problems. Went on, stayed on, didn't smudge, didn't cause me any problems at all. I tried 3 new liquid eyeliners. If you've watched my previous videos, you know that before I started this channel, I had never tried to apply a liquid eyeliner before. I think I might have tried an e.l.f. one time, one of those old e.l.f. eyeliners, and that didn't go well. So I wanted to start trying to play with liquid eyeliners. The first one that I tried is this Essence. This is the Lash Princess Liner. So this is a little chubbier, and the brush is a little chubbier too. And for my first application with this, I don't think I did bad. I wasn't totally even, and it skipped a little bit, but I'm sure that's user error. So the next one that I tried is the Wet n Wild. This is the Skinny Breakup Proof eyeliner. And again, this skipped around just a little bit, but I believe with more practice, this is going to be a great eyeliner for me. My favorite that I tried is the KVD eyeliner. This is the first one I ever tried, and like very first time I ever use eyeliner on camera, just glided right on, no problem. So this is my favorite out of the 3. I used a new clear eyebrow gel. This is from Relove. This is $2.98, and it's just like the e.l.f. dual-ended clear gel, and it works just as well as the e.l.f. I'm on an eyebrow journey, so I tried several products. The first product I tried is the Oma Beauty. So on one end you have the eyebrow pencil, and this did not show up on me. I dug into my eyes and this just did not show up on me. The other side is the tinted brow mascara. This one worked really well for me. So I think I'm going to use another pencil and use this. This is $4 and something, so I still think it's worth it just for this side right here. And I am going to try one darker shade. Maybe this was just a little old, but I want to try the next shade up and see if maybe the pencil works a little bit better. So I also tried Essence, and I tried the eyebrow pencil and the tinted eyebrow gel. Both of these worked great. Not too warm, nice cool eyebrow color. The last 2, I tried a little bit darker shade from Relove. This is Brunette. It's the lightest shade that they have, and this was my favorite eyebrow product that I used all month, and it is $2.98. I also used the Ulta eyebrow pencil. I purchased this one, and this one was nice as well. It went on well. So as far as eyebrows, the Relove so far has been my favorite. I tried 3 mascaras. The first one, and my favorite one, is the one from Relove. This one is the volumizing mascara. So I felt like this made my lashes long and it made them look thick and volumized, and it also lasted all day when I wore this. I did have a problem initially when I pulled the wand out one time. All kinds of goop came out all over my fingers and all over everything. So I wiped everything down and I haven't had a problem with it since. So I think it was maybe just a situation where I went in too hard or something like that. My next favorite that I've tried is the Maybelline Sky High. I had to use this a few times before I really kind of warmed up to it. And now that I've used it a few times, I really like it. It also does not smudge on me and it gives me length, so I like that. I also received the Ulta mascara as a gift with purchase. And this mascara is just a good solid mascara. No complaints, no smudging, good, just solid mascara. Nothing bad to say about it. I used 3 new setting sprays. The first one is from Essence, and this is like a fire hose. So the only way that I've been able to use this is to spray it on a makeup puff and then apply it to my face, but then you run the risk of pulling up your foundation. So I haven't been able to get this sprayer right, and so I won't be able to use it unless I'm able to fix that. The next one is the Rare Beauty sprayer, and this one I don't necessarily feel like it gives me the longevity of my Milani Make It Last or the Charlotte Tilbury, but I feel like if you need something, like if you feel kind of powdery or kind of matte and you just need something to kind of blend everything in, I feel like this is a really good setting spray. Some people now, like after they do their cream products, they spray and then they apply their powder products. I also feel like this would be good for that. The last setting spray that I tried, believe it or not, this was brand new to me, is the Charlotte Tilbury. And so I love it. It is worth, this is one product that's worth the hype. This and the Milani Make It Last, in my opinion, if you want long lasting makeup, these are your best setting sprays to try. I tried 2 skincare products this month. One is the La Roche-Posay cleanser, and this one, it's supposed to be gentle and nourishing. I felt like I had to keep rinsing my face because it felt like there was still product on there. It felt kind of like a film on there, but it did do a good job cleansing my face. This CeraVe Daytime Moisturizing Cream with Sunscreen went on really, really well. On the days that I'm not using my Estee Lauder daywear, I may use this because I really, really enjoyed this. So I got some shampoos, the Redken and the Moroccan oil from OGX. I'm still testing those, so I'll let you know how those go. But this was my first product review, and I cannot believe how many new products I tried this month. I hope you enjoyed this, and I have some other really fun videos planned for later on in the week. So keep on watching. I hope you have a good evening. Bye-bye.